What's up, everybody? Well, I hope I have time to make this video. I'm gonna make it fast and hope this thing doesn't fall down. Stupid thing, I swear. Stupid thing. I wish I could have me a stand to make videos, like, some kind of a phone holder, basically. Well, what I want to say in this video, if I have time, so we haven't had Easter yet, but I'm going to postpone this video till after Easter. See, wearing my Easter stuff. And I wanted to show the two dolls after I somewhat reconditioned them. So yeah, this is what they look like. And, might dress up her hairstyle, but I wanted them primarily, because of this cute little star outfit. And this one is just wearing a dress that I had. Had to wash them and everything. So, see how shiny the hair is? Beautiful. But yeah, I'm wearing my yellow ring. So, that's my Kid Core dolls. And, so what I wanted to talk about, I want to title this video False Dichotomies. And what that means, false dichotomies, it's like, oh my gosh, I just love listening to the Middle Nation guy. Because, well, I've stated before, like, I don't intend to follow Islam or anything. I almost subscribe to him, but I just enjoy watching his videos because it's like nobody else wants to put forth that level of thought into their videos. But, so false dichotomies is, people have a problem of thinking something has to be either or, and they introduce irrelevancies to the discussion. As I've stated before, it's like, and I mean, it's like every year or every few months I find another way to analyze what's been going on for 6 years now. 6 freaking years of my life. I'll never forget those closet videos at the apartment in Texas. And, what I mean by false dichotomies, as I've stated before, trying to say that, well, because 3 plus 3 is 6, 2 plus 2 cannot possibly be 4. And, I'm always applying it to that same subject. But it could apply to a lot of things. It's like people, they cannot provide a valid argument against something. So they resort to ad hominem attacks. You're just a troll, you're just a this, you're just a that, you're not normal. Like as if that's kind of like no sheet Sherlock, that's kind of like was painfully obvious from day one with me. So they attack me because I mean, it makes me sick. I don't like to look at that Reddit thread, from when I was status culture, which was completely not chosen by me, and pretty much precluded my interest in Reddit because when you can't even choose your name, and I'm not going to make another account. I don't want to do Reddit. I do not want Reddit in my life. I had Yahoo Answers for way too long. I'm ashamed of a lot of the stuff I said on Yahoo Answers and absolutely don't want to do Reddit. And so the mere fact that I can't even control, what my name is and everything means that I have no chance of ever engaging with it. But yeah, false dichotomies is a perfect word to describe, like what I'm saying, this mentality that, well, like when you make a statement and, rather than refute it, because they cannot refute, it's irrefutable. So they'll create a straw man argument, which is, you try to, this either or mentality, like, attacking a position that you haven't taken on a subject, basically. Like, if I say your outfit looks nice today, oh, are you saying my outfit didn't look nice yesterday? That sort of thing. It's like creating a false position that you haven't taken on a subject, and attacking it. Like people attack you, they think you can either be this extreme or that extreme. You can either think, like that Donald Trump is the best person who ever lived, or Donald Trump is the second coming of who in World War II. You have to take one of those positions in their mind. You can't be somewhere in the middle and that he's neither. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened about 6 years ago with this Rugrats movie thing. When I said that Angelica messed herself, and they think they can stop me from saying that she sharded. Oh, are you saying that Tommy didn't? No, I think Tommy did it. Well, that, as I've stated before, that's like saying that because 3 plus 3 is 6, 2 plus 2 cannot possibly be 4. And I feel like the Middle Nation guy is just so good in philosophy. If only I had someone like him, that philosophical, to help me understand things, and help me find the right words, because oh my gosh, there are just so many words that I could have used but haven't yet. You'd think that I would have run out of ways to analyze it, but unfortunately no. But I mean, false dichotomies. Like, for example, this Tommy doll, which I'm not thrilled with the name, ever since that incident. Well, I never much cared for the name Tommy, because it's technically unisex. I mean, yes, it's supposed to be Thomas, sort of like Charlie is supposed to be Charles. A lot of names like that, they're perfectly good masculine names because they're a derivative of a strong masculine name. But unfortunately, people started using them on girls long ago. Charlie and Tommy are perfect examples. It's like they wanted their daughter to have a boy's name. Why is anybody's guess? But rather than just come right out and name her Charles or Thomas, they wanted to be able to, like Louis. Louis can be Louis or it can be Louise. I guess Charlie could be Charlene and Tommy could be Thomasina. So they started using Tommy on girls long ago as a unisex name, and I really don't like the name Tommy, ever since, well, when I think about the Rugrats Association. So I don't know, I guess with this many Tommies I could just call him something different. But you see how pretty those purple eyes are, and that clearly is purple, not blue. If I said, oh, that's a beautiful purple-eyed boy, that is a rare find. And somebody said, no, he isn't. You have kidcore girls with purple eyes, but he doesn't have purple eyes because they do. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Things that are not, I've talked about, not mutually exclusive, and red herrings and irrelevancies. And it's true. I mean, there's no limit to how many counter arguments I could make to prove that I have won the debate. But it was never up for debate. As I've stated before, it's not up for debate. If I believe that she messed herself, then she effing messed herself, because she's a fictional character in a world where a stupid helium balloon can lift up a Barbie doll, when in real life it couldn't even lift one of these guys. But yeah, that's what I mean by, they had the ugly little boy, or I could just get a Tommy that looked better. So yeah. But yeah, it's just infuriating, because it's like false dichotomies. I want to title this. So yeah, people will create like a straw man argument when they don't like something, And then they'll attack that argument. If I say it's cold outside, well, no, it's not. It's cold in Alaska. Are you saying that it isn't cold there? Or, it's cold in New York. Yeah. If like we had a cold front, let's say, and I went outside and said it was cold, and you'd be like attacking it from the standpoint of that means I'm saying it isn't cold in other places that are even colder. You know what I'm saying? Because, what doesn't make sense about the Tommy did argument, as I've stated before, it doesn't make sense that Tommy would have held it, because Tommy would have no incentive to hold it, you see. Tommy wearing a diaper would have no incentive to hold it for the duration of the movie, then suddenly do it at that moment and everyone bust out laughing like as if he's supposed to be a 30-year-old that's potty trained. So that's what doesn't make sense. So, all these arguments of, well, Tommy did it, 3 plus 3 is 6, therefore 2 plus 2 isn't 4. And, that's like saying this little boy doesn't have purple eyes because a lot of girl dolls have purple eyes instead, you see. They couldn't have possibly taken that same purple paint and painted his eyes, or, this girl has beautiful dark blue eyes. And you're like, no, she does not. This girl has beautiful dark blue eyes. Or this one. They couldn't just possibly all have the same eye stamp. So, and just defending a character, that wears footy pajamas, in most nighttime episodes where she's in bed. And as I've stated before, once you learn something, you can't unlearn it. So ever since I realized that footy pajamas were not invented just to be cute, there's a reason why they make them in children's sizes for both genders, considering that boys aren't really all about being cute. There's a reason why, footy pajamas exist, for children up to a certain age and then pretty much disappear, not counting a specialty niche market, for older kids and adults. Well, they have a purpose. They were invented that way for a purpose. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So, because, she wears footy pajamas, and so does Chucky, and so does Tommy and Dill pretty much all the time. All the Rugrats wear footy pajamas at times. And, those were invented for a reason. They are to contain bodily fluids and something even more disturbing and disgusting. The few people that want those for older kids and adults are parents of profoundly autistic kids that cannot talk. And there's something that they do that's absolutely disgusting. Just imagine a brown handprint on the wall, a poop mural, it's called, and there's something that they do that is, that those pajamas can help preclude, though not 100%. So the mere fact that Angelica has worn footy pajamas in many episodes, including the potty episode, it makes you wonder, why would Chucky be wearing just a nightshirt, whereas she's wearing footy pajamas? Surely they can't be that much difference in how cold they are. So, the mere fact that she's wearing footy pajamas much of the time, she threw up on her dad, which is, how I'd remember her. Even if these movies and episodes had never happened, I'd still know her as the girl that vomited on Drew. She wears footy pajamas. She throws up on people. She's drawn like as if she wears a stupid diaper. That in and of itself, even if they, quit while they were ahead by ending the series, around 2000, which I never should have watched the Paris movie. I don't like that one. She's still not a dignified character that I would wear on my clothing. And all these false dichotomies and straw man arguments, are you saying Tommy didn't do it because you're saying that Angelica did? Are you saying that my outfit didn't look nice yesterday because you said it looks nice today? Are you saying that it isn't cold in New York or Chicago, which are colder than this area, because you said it's cold out there right now? Are you saying that 3 plus 3 isn't 6 because you said that 2 plus 2 is 4, and so on? Doesn't make any sense. So, irrelevancies, false dichotomies, however you analyze it, it all works and it all checks out. And it all proves that I've been right for the past 6 years. And I can't help but notice a decrease in interest in the series in general, by the very people that, did this to me years ago, forcing me to disable comments. And so, yep. Well, I can. I'll go ahead and post this video and say I don't care what they do with the Rugrats from here on out. I doubt it will have anything to offer me of value in my life.